Alright, old gamer Gremlin back. It's been a while since I put anything out. So we're switching from Borderlands over to Destiny. Even though I haven't got the new DLC and I probably won't until it either goes on sale or is free, I have been still trying to catch up since it basically resets the power level. So, my Titan, despite how cool she looks, the Titan class is not doing so well right now. I've been working on my Warlock. But my primary and main character is my hunter, so that's what we're going to be playing. Goal is to try and get power level up to 1990, preferably 1995, because that's the technical power cap. Or for events, that's the sweet spot. But if you're crazy enough and determined enough to grind hard enough, the absolute top power cap is 220. I've never been able to max power any of my characters, but I've gotten pretty close. So if I can get 1995 on even my Hunter and my Warlock, I'll be happy. If they ever polish up the Titan, get it good, then I may bring it up. But it helps to be, it works on averages, so it actually incentivizes you to work on all three of your characters. But they share a same pool of resources, so your money and things for upgrading armor and weapons are shared between the three. So that's where you have to have a focused main who gets most of the loot when it comes to upgrading armor and weapons. And I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. And we just got this new ship. It's pretty funky. Really suits my hunter, I think. So here is my hunter. And I've jumped back into my old faithful. We're playing the Arcstrider class. So basically these are high melee focused character set with electricity as their elemental uh, assistance, or what their damage is being dealt in. And so basically this class is good at being nimble, quick, and being able to punch enemies and destroy them. I'm using a legendary, the Liar's Handshake exotic arm gear. Basically what this does is it allows you to regenerate health and deal extra damage anytime you do an attack and then attack again, or if an enemy attacks you and then you hit them in a counter attack. That second attack will always do extra damage. Combine that with her skills, which I'll show in a second, that basically when you're hitting enemies with melee attack, it stacks 3 times each time you get a kill, up to 3, and for a short period of time all your attacks at that point will do a lot of extra damage. Not to mention she's also got a passive skill, I think, that causes like an electrical zap that passes between enemies, so you can clear a lot of grunts really easy with this. And actually it's surprisingly strong even against bosses and really tough enemies under the right circumstances. Alright, so as you can see, there's kind of like a gold edge up there. There's a gold edge around it. That means that these have been masterwork. That means they've been 100% maxed out. You have the ability, you've got usually a particular stat, in this case it was handling on this, that will be an extra stat you can build into. You spend resources, maxes out at 10, and in this case you can see that little yellow there is the added bonus to handling I was able to get by doing that. Aside from that, all your weapons come with different rolls as far as the types of scopes, barrels, depending on the type of weapon is what's available. Some things you don't have an option on, that's just simply what the weapon comes with. In other cases you do have different options of things you can do here, and this is an extra little thing that you can choose. That in this case I went for extra ammo, but this one helps with like your recoil, this one helps with your aim assist, this one just makes it easier for you to bring the weapon out faster, that kind of thing. It's a little bit different with armor, and actually more important with armor, but once again, on my hunter I had managed to get all of my armor pieces, including my exotic one master worked. So with this, it's important because this is what allows you to put the different perks on your armor. As you see, this is energy level 10. It means I've got a total of 10 points I can spend on these three brackets here for different passive or not so much passive skills, but like kill skills or things that become active when you do certain things. So in this case, on this mask I'm using, I got an extra 10 points to mobility, which is always good on a hunter. Uh, and I've got this one here, gain bonus super energy on melee kills. Well, I'm melee focused build, so that's exactly what I want. And then gain bonus super energy on grenade kills. You're going to be chunking grenades, might as well get the hits. And then this one here, whenever I cast a super, causes nearby allies to also increase their current armor charge. So armor charge is a new mechanism they've added where when you pick up orbs of power, you'll get a passive boost to different things depending on your character, class, and what you choose. Hunters usually get a boost to speed and mobility, although they can take other options. Hunters and warlocks and titans get bonuses typically to resilience and restoration depending on which one. And so it also depends on the piece of armor too. Certain options are only available in certain pieces. So these are my legendary gauntlets, Liar's Handshake. So using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. So yeah, lets you be kind of a brawler. And where this ties into the class is in my abilities here. So a combination blow, quick strike that temporarily increases your melee damage when defeating a target, stacking 3 times. So basically each time you get a kill with this active, it stacks. Defeating targets with this ability also fully refills your class ability energy and restores a small amount of health. So this kind of doubles up with your Liar's Handshake because both of them are healing you and your damage goes up when you attack. And also this gives you the ability to dodge out of the way of enemies. And in this case, the one I chose is dodge to perform a death tumble avoiding enemy attacks. Dodging the enemies fully recharges your melee ability. So this creates a feedback loop where you kill an enemy with a punch, you dodge out of the way. You kill an enemy with a punch, you dodge out. You'll constantly keep refilling one off of the other. And you can just keep killing enemies this way. And so, I know I get some of a static attack here, so let's see. After dodging, your next melee attack has increased lunge range, jolts the target, and creates a damaging aftershock. So that's where that's coming from. So that's really nice. You can wipe a bunch of weak enemies off the field in one hit, but it only works after you've dodged and then melee attack. And it's nice because normally you don't lunge forward. The old Destiny 1 version of it you did, but they changed that to a degree. And the other one is defeating a jolted target makes you amplified. When you're amplified, your dodge recharges more quickly and you are more resilient while dodging, and your reload speed is greatly increased. So a lot of these are just passive perks from doing things that you're already doing, like dodging and punching, dodging and punching. And these are the other ones you can choose a bunch of different options on. The ones I'm rolling with were greatly increased resilience, recovery, mobility while sprinting. While surrounded by combatants, you are more resistant to incoming damage. So once again, it works really well with the melee build, being up close and personal with the baddies. Taking melee damage briefly increases your outgoing melee damage. Once again, I'm getting punched, and getting punched actually sometimes benefits me. It guarantees that my next physical attack is going to do extra damage. And while critically wounded, your melee and grenade damage you regenerate more quickly. So this is kind of a desperation thing in case you do take a little bit of a wallop while in the midst of enemies and you don't get a kill when you expected to get one, and you don't get that healing, this one will definitely guarantee your next hit or grenade can be tossed out to get the kill, so you'll get some breathing room. Anyways, I'm not going to go over all the other options that you can add because these are the best for this particular build. But every class has these options and a bit of flexibility as far as what you can do. And so this gives you a different ability, but I didn't really care for it. And you have a total of 5 different subclasses to play, just as the Hunter, and this goes for the other 2 Titans and Warlocks as well. Each one gives you a different element and a different play style. So this is the Gunslinger. It's more about precision and fire damage. Night Stalker is almost like a ninja, basically traps and stealth and sneakiness, turning invisible. Threadrunner, I still don't know what this is. It's a weird ability and power, but like you have like a chain and sickle and kunai. It's kind of cool. Ice Ninja, short and simple. You have Ice Shuriken you can throw. Your super is throwing out 2 ice commas that cause a big snowstorm that messes everything up. Probably my second favorite class after the electric one. Anyways, what else can I say? So basically I'm using a new loadout with my weapons. Still using Scout Rifle, which is my favorite, but I went from using the Perseus to using the Hangjiri. Even though this is the high impact, it's really not hitting that much harder. 62 versus 67. This one fires a lot more rapid. Slightly larger magazine, and I just like the abilities on this one better. And then on this, I'm using the Ganora's Axe, which is a single slug shotgun. This is actually from Iron Banner, player versus player thing they do every month. Just a killer shotgun, but you have to be really accurate with it to get the most out of it. If I'm not using this, I'm normally using the Cold Heart, which is a laser. Basically, the longer you keep it on the target, the more damage it does. Very nasty, very useful in all kinds of situations. But since it's exotic, you can only have one exotic weapon equipped at any given time, and so currently my heavy weapon is the exotic I'm using, which is the Leviathan's Breath, which is this crazy, over-the-top bow and arrow that might as well be a rocket launcher with the way it hits. Anyways, its biggest downside is it has a very small max ammo capacity. You can only hold 10 shots for it, which is pretty lame. But anyways, trying to unlock the what do they call this? I forgot. Anyways, the catalyst, yeah. Basically, I got to get kills with this thing, and once I hit 100%, then I'll get the special ability of draw time decreases over after every precision hit, and it also maximizes my quiver size. I don't know. Yeah, it'll go from 10 to 15, which is not dramatic, but it's an improvement. And I mean, this thing hits like a tank. It's ridiculous. Alright. And then you got your aesthetics, semi-useful vehicles. So your Sparrow, you actually do get to drive around on certain maps and locations. They're pretty fun. This is the current model I've been piloting. Kind of like the jet bikes from Star Wars. And then here's your ship, which for the most part doesn't really do anything other than you see it in orbit, you see it when you're flying from mission to mission, but you don't actually get to drive it. Anyways, at least they look cool now. Back in the early days of Destiny, the ships were horrendously ugly. Alright, so what are we doing? I guess we're going to do some Vanguard. I've only played this once, but we'll play it again. This is pretty wild. You're having to defend and set up defenses against a particular enemy, and it's just you and two other players. I've only played this mode one other time. It's relatively new to me because they added it when I took my little hiatus. I didn't play Destiny for almost a year. Yeah, that ship's pretty funky. It almost reminds me of looks like they were trying to kind of make it look similar to the DeLorean from Back to the Future, maybe. That's what it reminds me of. Okay.
There can be poetry in destruction. Write me some poetry. Do it!
I kind of forgot what we're doing here. Different. Oh shit. Should have bought the turret instead. What the fuck?
Hard-fought victory, Guardian.
Goodies. Fuck. Oh, we didn't detonate that mine quick enough. What can we do?
Put your enemies down before they do the same to you.
Oh.
Total rout.
Now what? are they?
You showed no remorse. That's how you should be on a battlefield. Fought well, but I'm sorry. Not this time.